Do it. Come on. You never want to be spontaneous.
Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Katya.
Welcome to the This and That Chat.
Boring edition.
Isn't that boring edition?
Boring edition.
You can do it because you're used to not hearing the music.
And you, who is musically inclined, should be amazing. I'm probably off key.
I know. I don't have a problem with it. No, you were on key.
So why couldn't we do it like pentatonics?
I'll put that part in, but then we'll still have the regular entrance.
Dang it.
So, okay. So let's talk about the issue that we've come across.
Yeah, have you done anything about it?
I haven't yet. Well, we were in D.C., we were traveling,
I'm going to be asking this 6 months from now.
We were doing stuff.
And you're going to be giving me the same answer.
Do you see that?
I had homework.
Did you see that?
I had car chores.
Look at that. There's two of them. Anyways, so we're having trouble now, all of a sudden, with our intro music. And we were flagged. And I had to go through a process and whatever.
But people could be like, why would they get flagged? How many years later?
5? 6?
5 years later. 6 years later. 5, 6 years later. After they started. Why now? Why now?
YouTube?
No. There's a simple answer.
What's that?
You have to pay to use the song.
Well,
We're not
yeah,
paying to use the song anymore. So clearly, now we get flagged.
But we weren't paying for it for a long time.
Because you paid for the year.
For a long, long time before that. So it's the first time we used the song.
Mm-hmm.
I had paid for it and we got permission to use it. But then they changed their terms and conditions. And then we need to now have a ongoing subscription to be able to use the song.
See?
It wasn't a pay and play.
Everything has an answer.
Yes.
When people are scratching their head like, but why? There's an
Anyways,
answer for that.
So we are working on a new intro song.
My idea
Yes.
was that we contract someone to create a jingle for us. That, for those who watched I Love Lucy growing up, I feel like our jingle sort of gives that vibe.
I wonder if ChatGPT or Copilot can make us something.
But you need a special program for it because you know who does that? Jesse from Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. He's constantly creating little clips, songs. He does a lot of songs. Right. So, but it isn't ChatGPT. It's some sort of AI program.
I'm going to look into that.
But then we somehow have to have permission for it.
Well, it's created. It's nothing that's...
But someone could hear it and say, that's the sound I've been looking for. And boom, they take it, they trademark it, and now we get flagged for our song.
I guess. We'll figure it out.
I like that idea, but I feel like some other kid already has that program and is already trying to...
can sell us the...
and then he can just give us the soundtrack.
Very true.
That's it.
Very true. I'll look at it today.
Ooh, I like it. So we're going for an I Love Lucy... jazzy what's that dance where they would like is it called no, it's not called scat.
Ska?
What is ska?
That's the one where you dance and like they kick their legs out and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going
for. Very trumpety, saxophony.
Yeah, kind of around her era.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
We'll mess with it.
Yeah.
We'll look and see.
Polka polka. What movie?
Home Alone. Anyway.
Not polka. All right. So we're back after an absence of 2 weeks.
Yep. So we were traveling.
We're bad.
Listen, we're
bad.
not bad.
We're bad.
We are not held to any type of schedule. I know that
our listeners hold us to a schedule.
I know there are peoples who are listening to us that are like, what's going on? They've abandoned us. No, we didn't. We actually were on a world adventure on the East Coast of the United States.
Well, it's our anniversary.
It was our anniversary.
Our 26 years.
26 years.
Bro, that when you say
was
that,
wild.
when you say that, I don't know about you. How do you feel when you say that? Do you feel like it doesn't feel like that long, or is it? Wow, 26
Well, here's the thing,
years.
right? So I know that we are turning 45 this year,
Yeah, we have a whole episode for
right?
that.
And I think to myself, 26 is a whole lifetime, and yet here we are, almost 20 years more than that. So
I mean, but that's what I'm
it
saying.
feels like
Is it
such a lifetime.
it so it does feel like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
it definitely
for
does
me-
feel like a long time.
For me, I say it and I don't feel the weight of it. Okay? It feels like
Well,
yeah.
hold on. I don't feel the weight of it when I'm referencing it to
Another person.
our time together.
But
But
by
when
weight,
you-
I
when-
want to make
When you
it
say
clear.
26 years ago, 26 years ago is 26 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't feel that. I say it and it just is like, what? What's the big deal? Okay. But then when I say it out loud and someone's eyes go like that and they're like, wow, 26 years. It's like all of a sudden it gives me perspective of, oh yeah, that is a long time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, when I say it, I feel like when we've been married 50 years, that's going to be like, whoa, 50 years. I feel like that's when I'm going to feel it, you know?
I was talking to someone on Friday, and he's like, yeah, I have
Water break.
I have a 16-year-old daughter who
We have to drink when the other one drinks.
we have.
That's how we do it in real life.
Yes. So he says, I have a 16-year-old daughter, but I'm not with her mom anymore. And then I have a 13-year-old, but I'm not with her mom anymore. And then I'm now with the woman that I'm with. We've been together for 7 years. We don't have any kids. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, that's just that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are people who are used to not having longevity in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll just, they're okay with having, kids here and there, and then creating a life with somebody else later on.
Mm-hmm.
And that got me thinking. So we had seen, or you had shown me, or I had seen it, I don't remember, but we had seen that we grow. Oh, you sent it to me, the thing that you sent me.
Yes.
So we grow, and we have been together through our changes. And I hate to say it this way because it sounds bad, but like we're used to ourselves.
Yes.
So like we're
But
we're
they clarified that in that
comfortable.
thing. But they clarified that a lot of people think that the reason you're together is because you're comfortable or because you're just used to each other, and it's beyond that.
Right, because you're
which
molding.
I thought was a great depth.
It's like have you ever seen the erosion videos of the rocks, like for the Grand Canyon and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll show you like 5 years of erosion, 2 years of erosion, 10 years of erosion, 30 years, 50 years, whatever, and you can see the crevice start to smooth out and become like one rock with formation.
I saw a video of a rock being smoothed by sand and wind. Amazing.
So I
They
feel
did
like
that on the Discovery Channel.
I feel like that's what happens, over 26 years.
Well, let's give context because they didn't watch the same thing that we did, right? But essentially what it was saying was that when you're with someone from when you're extremely young, like a high school sweetheart, right? Which we were right at the age of high school graduation.
Right, but we weren't
We're
high school
18.
sweethearts because
Right,
we
didn't
weren't
know,
together.
we didn't know each
Water
other.
break. That's what the episode's called. Water break. I got one. Woo!
Good job. But they were saying about, we were together when we were 18. So what it was saying is that the reason that if you make it to this time when you've been married 25 years, 30 years, whatever, that it's not, and you're still in love, right? It's not that it's comfort or you're used to this person. It's the fact that you've been able to ebb and flow with the changes that come just as we grow, right? And so one of the things that we hear a lot from other people is we grew apart. And that's why, that relationship ended.
Or people that say we stayed together because of the kids, and then the moment the kids are out, they're done.
I actually had a patient who this week told me that, you know, I don't know why, but people just open up and they'll start talking. And I'm with them for a 10-minute thing, and it's like I get that life story, right? And this lady was talking about how she stayed with her husband who was physically abusing her, right? Because she felt all this guilt of, but the kids need their father. Mm-hmm. And what am I going to do by myself with all these kids? And so she tried to stay, but thankfully she got out of that relationship. And she said she was so much better for it. But so many people, you know, taking away domestic violence, they will stay unhappy in a relationship just because they.
I feel for us, and I don't want it to sound like we're horrible, but when the kids left, we got stronger.
I don't think that's what happened.
Okay, so hold on. So I feel like when the kids were here, there's different focuses. You're concentrating on everything that's going on with the kids, with school, with this, with that, and I'm working, and I had a different work schedule. I was concentrated on. There were different things, different factors that played into all of that, but I do feel as though all of those things created a foundation for us to have the strongest relationship that we've had in our 26 years. Yes?
I can see where you're going with that. I don't know if my perspective is just different on it, and we're saying the same thing, just from different points of view.
I feel like I sat just a little bit too close, so like any movement is like
you're bumping. But the way I see it is, we nursed and fostered a relationship with each other throughout the years that the kids were growing up. Okay.
Yes.
We were just limited in how much of that we could expand on, right? All right. Then when they left, all of that,
we opened up all the extra time to be able to and be completely
but
involved.
It was the foundation was
because
already
even with
there.
With the kids at home, and we've said this before, like there was our time.
There were boundaries
mommy and
for
daddy
that.
time. And like the kids knew, like if they wanted to stay up and they wanted to be in their room, and we would hear it all the time, we'd send them to bed, we'd put them to bed, and we had like a whole routine. There was a good night song, there was questions, there was this whole thing that we would do, and we would allow them to do that. You know, we went through that process, and then when it was done, okay, we were like, all right, it's mom and daddy time. That's it. You cannot get out of your room unless you need the bathroom. And you do that quietly, and you go right back to your room. And we'd be in the living room, and you'd hear, and all the running around, and you'd hear the bucket of toys.
Sometimes they'd ask if they could stay together quietly, like watching an episode of something or whatever,
or listening to Adventures in Odyssey,
and it was
whatever.
like, as long as you quietly go back to your room, and we don't hear anything,
it doesn't matter.
That's fine. You know,
but we had that time every single day that was ours, and we strive to have that time.
I remember we even went on vacation alone, even if it was just a weekend getaway. I remember when we went on our cruise.
Yep.
And I know that for a lot of parents, the thought of leaving their kids and going away, I can't. Absolutely, I cannot.
Yeah.
And I get that, because I remember being very sad when we would go away. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I'd shed a couple tears.
It wasn't that we didn't.
Because I felt guilty.
Yeah. It wasn't that we didn't want to be with the kids.
No, but it's different for a mom.
I know it is 100%. Because I would leave.
Water break.
I would leave the house. It's going to be a very short episode, because in a minute here, we're going to have to go pee.
We're going to have to go pee.
So, what was I saying?
You said 100% it's different from mom. It's not that we don't want to be with our
because,
kids.
I was out of the house. You were at home the entire time, but I still feel like we were so intentional in that that the feeling of empty nesters did not overwhelm us.
Again, different for a dad than it is for a mom. Okay, very different. Because I will say, I miss the feeling of a full house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think that you miss it the same way that I miss it. I wouldn't expect you to. Dads are going to feel different than a mom does. Okay. But so it's not that I want our children to live at home again, because what I'm missing, they're no longer that age. Okay. I'm missing the noise of running around. I'm missing the box of toys turning over. I'm missing the laughter. But if they came home right now, that isn't what I would hear.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it would just be them locked in their room.
Yeah.
Because that's what the teenage years were like.
That's thinking back on
you're
on
wanting
those
that nostalgia of that.
I think the last time we really had that was probably Bent Tree.
No, I remember the laughter in here. But it was,
here?
We were
the
here.
Kids were already older.
Yes,
here.
but it was the transition. There was still, I don't know, there was goofing off. Here is where I felt the transition happen more. Okay.
Well, we moved here when Mike was 13?
No.
How old was Mike? 2016.
Mike would have been 16. Yeah. 16.
Goodness.
No, 16.
15.
No.
He would have been 15.
No. Yeah,
he was
16.
15, turning 16 in November. We moved here in May.
Yeah.
And then it would have been 16 that year.
Right. But I'm saying he was still playing around and doing everything in, not Bent Tree, in Palm Breeze.
In Palm Breeze.
Okay. They were still doing that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
because
we had the videos.
Here.
We had the videos of them still.
So we moved here, and then it was like this house was where they went full into teenage, angst, and I'm just locked in my room and I'm sleeping till 1:00. So there was a change here, but we were still homeschooling. This was like the last year we homeschooled before they went to school and all this stuff. So there's a lot that I associate in this house that I miss in this. So I'm missing those moments, right? But I feel that for other families, right, who don't have the foundation that we built, when the kids go away, everything goes away.
Yeah.
My whole identity goes away.
Right, because that's who you are.
Right. That's all I was mom, right? Ooh. Can I tell you? I feel this episode is slightly emotional for me. Okay. I sort of feel it like there's something right here. Mm-hmm. And every time I feel,
in here.
Okay. And every time I feel like it's sort of going to glisten, you're like, water break. And I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
You're breaking it up.
Maybe you're too filled with water.
Maybe I'm too full of water. But what was I saying? Oh yes, the foundation that we built. So I'm just thinking, from a lot of moms that I had heard from before, it was, the whole thing was, my kids are gone and I don't know who I am. Right. There's no one to serve anymore. But it was like, wait, but what about you and your husband? And it's like, I feel like we've grown apart. Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know who they are. This is the feeling,
it's because all of a sudden now you've got to deal with them.
And you haven't.
And
I feel like maybe we can use our kids as a way to almost, I want to say maybe as an excuse for, I can't deal with this right now because the kids need me. Right now, I can't. This thing that's happening between us has to wait.
And to be fair, because I don't want to dismiss the fact that the kids leaving created a gap that we needed to fill, because there were discussions, there were arguments, there were things that we had to work through because there was now this gap that we were.
Wait, I'm interested in the arguments.
Well, I'm just saying, like disagreements, not arguments.
Okay, I know. I'm interested in the disagreements. What did we disagree about? What vacation we were taking first?
Well, like.
Wait, I'm like
Well,
trying to
like,
think. Like,
no,
wait,
it's
what?
just,
What were we
like-
doing with the rooms?
Like what you were saying, is that you were more emotional during that time. So, like, I was ready to go running, and you were still a little bit slower behind me, and
Well,
there was
so
a little
let me
bit of
but that's not a discussion or a
I
disagreement.
know. I don't know. I'm just using words that people understand.
No, honey, but that gives a wrong impression. Like,
Whatever. We were fighting to the death. I mean, we
Listen.
had blades out.
I
we were
will
cutting
be
at each
honest
other.
about something. I will be honest about something. I preferred keeping the door when Michael moved out.
Mm-hmm.
Michael moved out first. I preferred keeping his door closed so I couldn't see his empty room. And his door closed is what I was used to seeing when he was here anyway, because he was playing video games or sleeping or whatever, right? So at night, I would come by the door, put my hand on the door without opening it, and say goodnight to him and go to bed. And that was what Nikki would call now, Mom, you're making yourself sad, right? Anytime that I tell her something like this, she's like, Mom, you're making yourself sad. But I would do that because the routines that you're in, right? We always made it a point. We had dinners together. Now, all of a sudden, dinners is like, well, there's just three of us.
Yes,
One's
one less,
missing. So all those little things that you have to get used
And
to.
Nikki wasn't here much longer afterwards.
No, I think she was here for a year.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then she was gone. And that was unexpected as well. No. He wasn't unexpected. She was unexpected.
Well, he was kind of unexpected too.
I don't know.
Because
I almost feel like I was very happy that he'd found something he wanted to do.
It was good. It was good for him to do it, but I'm saying it was unexpected. It was not. I didn't think it was going to happen like that. But it ended up being.
But I felt like for me, her move was more unexpected.
Hers was completely unexpected.
And it was under, COVID times. Like, there was a lot of stress. There was a lot of stuff going on. And so I felt that with her move, it was more jarring for me than for that. And again, it's a different thing, right? Because I feel like some people might get the impression that somehow we can't call ourselves real empty nesters because we didn't suffer because the kids left. And it's different though. Like, I feel that I wasn't curled up in a corner crying.
Right.
But I was sad at times. I just had to, I deal with my sadness different, right?
And it happened also during COVID. So we were like,
right. And then Mike goes up there and gets COVID and
everything,
so there was just a lot. And then he cried so much the night before he left, like that breaks me because then it's like, are we doing the right thing? Should you not go?
It helped too that you went to school fairly quickly after that.
Well, but that's what I was going to add, right? Is that when you talk about there were things that we had to adjust, things that we need to fill the time gap with, right? It's not that I felt like, well, who am I? I don't know what I am at this moment, right? It was just, I knew I didn't want to be home alone.
Right.
That had been my life, was to be home with the kids. But now the kids are gone and I don't need to go to work, but I don't want to be home.
Right.
And mostly it's because I know myself and I know that if you leave me to sit with my feelings, I'm going to drown in them, so.
Okay. So you being on the outside, how do I deal with that? How did I deal with it? Because I look back and I think about it and I'm like, I don't know that I.
Water break. Think about it.
I don't know that I necessarily had a
reaction.
reaction.
You didn't.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah. But I don't know if that means that you didn't feel something.
No, I don't think it's not that. Like
I felt like
I've
you
told
were you were excited. Like, oh yeah, we get to be alone now, right?
I've told you like there are things now where like I wish I could say, I'd just come back home.
Yeah.
Because it's
so hard out there.
well, the thing is you want to take care of your kids.
Exactly.
That's me as a provider.
Yeah.
And like, Nikki's coming to stay with us for
because Nikki's in the middle of a huge life transition. She's moving out of state.
Yeah.
There's just new things that are happening.
She's
for
coming
her.
to stay with us like a month and a half.
No less.
Less than that, like 5
But
weeks.
who knows? It's very fluid.
Who knows? Either way. So she's gonna be with us for like 5 weeks as her lease ends at the apartment where she's with Mike, and
She's
Mike.
in the middle of moving.
Yeah, she's in the middle of moving. Mike is in the middle of moving because he's moving out of there too, and there's like there's all this stuff that's going on. So you kind of feel like I have no idea where I was going.
Oh, are you trying to find
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Sometimes I just say the words and I just
hope
that it takes you somewhere. No, it's like I just feel like
we were talking about your
yeah,
emotion of
but
it.
I'm saying like I don't feel like I was necessarily attached to the idea of the kids having to be home, because my job as their dad is to make sure that they're taken care of, and I can continue to do that from here.
Yeah,
albeit
and
financially most of the time.
Well,
but
also
it's
think
still,
about your relationship with them was different versus for me, right? I got to spend 90% of my time with them.
Right.
Versus you had 10%, right? So I think that them leaving affected you differently than me. I think if I had had a profession and I had just been home at night and just seen them like, on the weekends, because that's when I don't work, maybe it would have been different.
We wouldn't have the relationship we have with our kids.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the relationship that we have together.
I don't know. Because other people do it and other people are killing it too.
Yeah, but for us.
Yeah, for us, I don't know.
I don't know.
For us in our specific situation. So, I don't know. I feel like that's if people ask me, "Oh, you don't miss your kids?" It's not that, because then we got to taste the sweetness of, for me anyway, I've always struggled with feeling guilty over if we left, we had a date night and the kids were home and they were like, "Oh, Mom, you're leaving?" All of a sudden it was like the guilt of, "Oh my God, I'm leaving." And they wanted me and now I'm going. Okay. That I always struggled with that. If we, went to bed early and they were still up, whatever it is, I've struggled with that. And now that they were not, so now I didn't need to feel guilty anymore. Right. Now we fell into an amazing, wait, all the time that we were spending in game night, movie night, vacations,
whatever,
all that stuff is just you and me, right? And it was like,
well, right before we came to record, we were like, okay, what are we doing today? What's the plan? And we have more things to do than time to do it. Okay? And you said to me, I wish there was a Groundhog Day for Saturday. So, our Saturday yesterday was amazing. We had an amazing day. We woke up early. We were able to go to a card show. We got home. We took, we took a nap. We had the fights that were incredible last night. A Dodger game that was phenomenal last night. We had some amazing pizza that was... I'm still thinking about the stupid pizza.
Damn.
That was so it was so perfect. I'm going to order it again today. I'm dead serious. You think I'm playing.
I do think you're
playing. I'm not playing, bro. I'm honestly going to order pizza again today. Are you down?
Bro, I'm down.
It was so good. I'm going to order another pizza today.
Bro.
I know we were supposed to make
water
burgers.
Break.
I know we were supposed to Water break. It's hard to use the straw when when your cheeks are like pushed back because you're
Bro,
you're
my
laughing.
cheeks, I feel, are so red.
Okay, so it was just so great. So you're like you wake up in the morning, you're like, man, we could do that again. What time is it now? It's 12 o'clock right now, and we're looking forward to the rest of the day. Like,
It's for stupid stuff.
and it's
too.
all dumb stuff.
But it's stuff we enjoy.
It's so dumb. Like, we have planned to open up some packs of cards
and build Legos.
and then we're gonna build Legos, and we're
watch
gonna
baseball.
watch baseball,
and we're in some Amazing Race. And
there's
it's
just stupid.
and then there's still the pool. Like we have too many things at our
Yeah.
disposal.
Yeah.
But my thing is that I feel like that was always underlying with us. I can't think of a time that you and I did something where I thought, God, what a waste of time. I should have been home with the kids.
Yeah.
No. There was always not enough. Like, man, I want this to go on longer, right? And we tasted how amazing it was for us that if you did tell me, and it's one of those things where if you asked me, do you want your kids to come back and live in the house with you, right? If they needed it, I wouldn't think twice about
Right.
it, But if you're out there making it and you're struggling, but you're making it, honey, like,
Yeah. Good
it's
job.
good for you to be over there. It is
So, like,
good for mom and dad to be alone
Like,
right now.
Nick coming home, and she's gonna be with us here for a little bit of extended time. Like, it's going to disrupt our
Our new routine.
new routine.
Right.
Right. But it's
But it's like a long
it's not
vacation.
devastating. It's not like, oh my God, this is horrible. Because
And we still have plans, even
because
in the
our
middle of all
plans
that.
are not changing. Like, we're
Right.
still going on a little mini vacation that we have for our birthdays. We've got, shows that we're going to that we've
Mm-hmm.
already got tickets for. We've got baseball games that we're going to. Like, there are things that aren't changing.
And it's funny because even when she's been here other times where she stayed like a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of time, we've asked her, hey, you want to go to the baseball game with us?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can be part of it. And it's like,
I
baseball.
don't want to go to baseball.
All right. So
Well,
you enjoy yourself and we're going to go out, right?
Order a pizza.
Yeah.
And we'll
you're-
see you guys later.
So it's, to me,
Speaking
it
of-
feels,
Before I forget, for our June game up in Tampa, you have Julie for that?
yeah.
I had to say it because otherwise it was going to be eating my brain.
Okay.
We didn't talk about that. Did we talk about that? What we're doing?
No. But I mean, we can just recap that.
We'll talk a little bit about DC here in a minute.
Yeah. So just to close what I was saying, I mean, it feels to me like she's coming for an extended vacation,
Right.
And especially during this moment where she's transitioning into a new state, into a new life, like all that stuff. To me, this is like her stop by to spend time with us, because I know that her moving out of state is going to be less time that we get to see her, so it's going to be nice and full and just good stuff,
Yeah.
so but let's say that they were to come back to live permanently at home. There's a lot of families who had to do that because
Yeah.
they couldn't make it
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there, right? I feel like we've built such a routine now. We have our own flow and everything, that to revert to something where they've come from living on their own, they've got their own routine and flow and all that stuff. We would have to create like a side door entrance.
Oh, yeah.
We would have
And
to
we-
close a
and we
wall
would have to close a wall.
give
Yeah,
them
yeah,
that
yeah.
privacy.
100%.
Because
There is
it-
no way.
Because then I feel like now
Yeah.
it would clash,
Yeah.
and it's not just because of us, but it's because of them as well.
Well,
They're
it's important.
used
It's
to,
important for them too.
but they're used to not having to say, hey, I'm going out,
Yeah.
or having us on top of them, like clean your room,
Right.
that would be just
Water
shocking
break.
for everybody. I want to just quickly talk about this as we transition to DC. This was probably the most slow incoming best decision that we ever made. We transitioned from plastic water bottles to this. People can have their opinion about it, but I actually feel I drink more water now.
We definitely drink more water.
Okay. And when we're together, this is exactly how I, anyway, keep myself on track drinking water, because I will forget.
Yeah.
I probably will forget many things if it wasn't because you remind me. But I see you drink water, I grab water. Didn't we talk about this in one of the chats where you couldn't stop laughing?
Forget about our vitamins?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't trust me for that.
No, horrible. Okay, let's talk about DC.
All right.
Let's talk about DC.
So that's where we went for our anniversary. Yes. Weird place, you might say. But why did we choose to go there?
So the...
Twofold.
The cherry blossoms.
Threefold.
Let's
see if you get all the 3 reasons why we went there.
So the cherry blossoms.
We wanted to see those.
That's 1. 2, we wanted to go to the museums that we didn't get a chance to
Very
explore.
Good. You already won because you know the third one. Are you all right?
Yeah. For some reason...
Your glasses don't fit you today.
They don't. I think it's because I'm putting pressure right here.
Oh, and you've got the progressive, so you're...
So I keep on... Yeah, I've transitioned to old man glasses.
Not yet. That episode's later.
Yeah. It needs a thicker... It looks like it needs some thicker glasses.
Dear.
And then we started our journey through the multiple baseball parks.
32 of them.
32 of them.
So if you follow us on Instagram and you see anything about the road to 32, that's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. So we were able to go to our first park outside of home base. One is under
contest. Wait. I want to say congestion, but that's not a word.
Congestion.
No. That sounds so bad. That's not a word.
Hold on.
I'm trying to say it's contested. Contention. Contention? Am I trying to say contention?
Hold on. No. Contention.
It's not a word.
It's contestation.
Contestation. You
is
see?
The act of disputing, challenging, or opposing something, often referring to a form of debate, controversy, or intense disagreement.
Okay. Contestation. Contestation?
Contestation.
Okay. That was not what I was saying. Okay.
How did I say it?
I said...
Oh, wait.
Contention. No, not contention. No. I meant contestation. That's what I meant, okay? But I didn't say it right. Because for me, going to Canada, it does not count.
Well, we have to.
I know, but it doesn't count.
Why not?
They have never counted. They have never counted for me.
I want to go to Rogers Park.
I cannot believe that this is American baseball.
It is not American baseball. It's Major League Baseball.
Okay,
baseball is played around the world.
Oh, okay. Let's go with your logic. Okay. If that's the case, then why don't we have a team in Mexico?
There is.
That plays in the MLB?
Not in the MLB.
There you go. And then just put in all the other countries around the world.
Because it's North America. Major League Baseball is played now we're,
okay.
in North America. Canada is part of North America.
Okay, now you're making more sense. Except, if that were true, why aren't there more Canadian teams?
Because the other Canadian teams could not keep the fan base.
Canada is represented by one team.
The Washington Nationals
Uh-huh.
used to be the Montreal Expos.
and someone said you can't be part of the American League.
His name is Jeffrey Loria. Okay, and there is a
You
whole.
poor thing.
It's bothering me so much.
But you've always had glasses.
Not these. These are the new ones. They're softer, so they bow. So Jeffrey Loria, I'm gonna bore some people. There's a documentary on Netflix talking about the Montreal Expos, which I'm wanting to see. I just have not been able to. And it talks about everything that he did to move the Expos from Montreal, which a lot of people are really not happy. Oh, the guy that we ran into at the bar in DC was wearing a Montreal Expos hat.
That's what you were
And
talking
it makes
about.
so much sense. I just got it right now. The reason he was able to find a Montreal Expos hat in DC is because the Washington Nationals are the Montreal Expos moved. So it's in their lineage
It took you a whole week to make that connection.
It took me a second to do it, but I just did it now.
Wow.
Anyways.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what you were talking about.
Yeah. So anyways, so yes, there were more teams in, do you need that? There were more teams in Canada, but the Blue Jays are the only ones that stayed there.
So, apparently, I got to get a passport.
So do I. That's okay.
We've been avoiding that line.
No.
Anyway, go on.
So we were talking about, okay, so we were able to go to Nationals Park.
Yes, which was
amazing. Like, okay,
not
so
the park itself. You know, we need to rate the parks. I'm saying it wasn't
water break.
People probably want to know, are they even drinking anything?
Yes.
I'm drinking. I'm about almost there.
How would you say, how would you rate the park? So the only park that we've been to is Marlins Park or Lone Depot Park or whatever they call it. Okay, whoever has more money.
For the Florida Marlins.
No, for the Miami Marlins.
You're right. Why am I thinking?
Because it used to be the Florida Marlins.
My God, see where I pulled that from?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's the only park that we've been to, and honestly, it's a great park.
It's a great park.
Horrible fan base.
And honestly, horrible food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grade parks on visual appeal and maybe
seats.
I think
comfort of the seats.
I feel like seats are going to be the same anywhere. They're ballpark
I felt
seats.
National Park was better.
Yeah?
Their seats were better.
Okay. I was thinking more about like amenities. You could put seats and amenities and then food.
Yeah.
Those are the three things. And amenities including parking. If you're throwing me into a spot where it's impossible to park, not very user friendly. I felt like on that regard, you've got to get dropped off.
Over there? They have the
and it almost ends at the water. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they had the parking garages. I felt that the traffic flow was pretty good. It did not feel like leaving a Marlins game.
We weren't driving.
I understand that, really, but I'm saying when we were walking, the crowd didn't feel.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was there. Let's do that one again.
Okay.
Do finish because I don't want to interrupt your thought.
I felt like their traffic flow was definitely much better than when you leave a Marlins game.
You're talking about bodies.
Cars on the road.
Okay.
I know you weren't paying attention to the cars.
I'm sorry. I was.
Okay.
Because we had to walk several blocks away to even find a ride.
Bro, because everyone's using an Uber. And
no, because all the cars were leaving and they were stopped.
No, it was
dead
because
stopped.
We couldn't get an Uber. No, there was no.
You couldn't get in or out.
But everybody was getting into an Uber. People there, we couldn't get an Uber because there were
too many requests.
There was too many requests.
But
So
also
the
there were
vehicles
the
were
the
there.
streets were gridlocked.
Yeah, but they were moving because even when we got into our Uber finally, and we drove away, we were out of there super fast.
And
The
there was a festival happening
And a festival at
right
the same
next to the park.
Yeah, so putting those two together, I thought the traffic
right.
situation
Traffic flow was not terrible.
way much better.
But we did encounter something that I feel like all of these things are going to be little learning things for us. Was we couldn't just leave the ballpark and get picked up. There was no, supposedly, that was the place where you had to walk to for rideshare. But it wasn't a designated location for rideshare. When I see that you're telling me, go down here for rideshare, you're either telling me there's going to be a line of taxis waiting to take you, or this is where Uber will come pick you up and you're going to come in and out. We saw that a lot in Vegas.
Vegas.
Wow. They get 10 stars.
Vegas knows what they're doing.
Wow.
Moving people around.
Very impressive.
Very
and
impressive.
so full, and yet they had, remember they had that app or that number that you would text, and we could go anywhere and they'd show up to pick us up.
Immediately.
And it wasn't a taxi.
Yeah. No, it was really, really good.
Really great. That was not like that here. We had to walk, in an unfamiliar area. Thankfully, it was early. It wasn't late at night. And there were a lot of people out because of that festival. But we did have to walk quite a ways.
Almost a mile.
To find a spot for an Uber to pick us up.
Right.
So just something that if we go to a game, let's say in
Detroit.
Okay, I didn't want to throw anybody under the bus.
Put it out there. We talked about Detroit, and what did I tell you? I'm like, we're either flying in and out when we go to that ballpark, or we need to stay at a hotel that's literally across the street, because I do not want to have to be looking for a ride to get back to our place.
Imagine just walking around.
Yeah, no way. Especially very unknown. But so anyways, so we went to Nationals Park for our first ballpark outside of.
And that to me was the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
That we were there and the Dodgers were playing.
And the Dodgers put a whooping on the Nationals.
And there's something about walking into a ballpark because you usually you got to go up and then the doors open and you walk in and you see that field and there's just something like for me, I'm very sensory, I move with the feelings.
And we got to go in and see batting practice for the Dodgers, which was really cool.
Because we got there early, which was another thing that I was like, we need to do that. For all these parks that we're...
We need to do that here.
We need to do that here.
We're always rushing, man.
Yeah, that's true. And it always gets us. We're always surprised. Why is there so much traffic? It's because traffic down to Marlin Park is not good.
And we've done something
terrible.
We've done something terrible. No, we have in September the Dodgers are coming down for a 3-game series that is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we bought tickets for all 3 games.
So we're unavailable.
Don't
call us.
We are not recording that
weekend. We are not recording.
Not at all.
Or the following, because then we're in New York.
Yeah, because then we're in New York for
we'll make an extra long one at the beginning of the month.
Anyways,
oh my God, if we did make an extra long one, just a thought, we could do like a part 1, part 2.
No, that's horrible.
Why?
Yeah, follows for part 2. I'm not doing that. I hate
those things, right?
Anyway, so let's talk quickly about DC because water break.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think
I'm gonna need to go use the.
This is probably my last water break.
I'm gonna need to go use the loo. Anyways, so we went to DC. We got to go see amazing. We spent amazing time in the museums.
Can we talk just really quick about the Airbnb?
Yes.
Okay. Very fast, in a nutshell. We stayed in someone's basement.
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know that anyone's ever experienced that.
I think it's normal for them.
In DC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There, yes. But I'm saying in our Airbnb, really? God, I'd be scared. I don't know that I want to repeat that experience again.
I would imagine it would be normal wherever there's basements.
I guess. Now, I will say, amazing thing what they did with the place. I would almost feel if that was my home,
so when we
I'd want access to that space.
Yeah. So when we went into the basement, so when you come in from the outside in, it's this super tiny little space.
Yeah, it's a hobbit door
with an overgrown bush, and it's like you're like going into Narnia, right? And then all of a sudden you went in, and it was like, whoa, where did we transport to? It really did not. It did. The outside did not look like what the inside was.
No, and we could hear them upstairs and all that stuff. It was wow. But the neighborhood was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Right down the center of the street, the Capitol is sitting right there. Yeah. Beautiful. And then that
was something that was really cool. So we stayed so central that we always had a view of the Capitol, and we kind of used the Capitol as a
landmark for sure.
As the landmark to be able to kind of situate ourselves.
Yeah.
Like which way we needed to go for whatever. And even when we walked like down the mall and we did the different memorials and Lincoln Memorial and Washington Monument,
the basin and everything,
the basin, like when we did all that kind of stuff, the Capitol was always in view. But something that we had been in DC before, but we did it very, very rushed. We had one day to go see just a few things, and we were just flying through it, and that was the end of it.
I must have been way younger.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me tell you something. We walked a lot.
We made a mistake is what we did.
We walked a lot.
We were like, oh, the Capitol.
That's the thing.
Let's walk.
And you know what? We walked from our Airbnb to the Capitol. That was like 3 miles that first day. And then we were like, oh, let's just go down to the other side of the Capitol.
Yeah, because right next to the Capitol, you're like, oh, look, the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the Library of Congress.
So that day we walked like 6 or 7 miles just walking around.
To the point where I was trying to soldier on because I was not going to be called a pansy by you, okay? I need to keep up with you.
Trekking.
You're a beast.
We were trekking.
You're a beast, bro. You've been in the Appalachian Trail, okay? I need to keep up with you. Bear Grylls over here, okay? And I wanted to rip my toe off because my shoes were not the right shoes to be walking. And I had such a pain in my toe, and all I could think about was, don't think about the pain. Don't think about the pain because you're going to start limping, and then you're not going to make it. And it was just, there was a lot of periods of silence where we would
find, we would find a little bit of repose, like in like the museums and stuff that we were going into, because it would slow down our movement.
And there was no seats.
But the moment that you were done with whatever you were looking at, then you were off to the races again. And
stopping actually was painful, I think.
Yeah. When we left the Capitol, we did the whole Capitol tour and all that kind of stuff. And we left the Capitol. We're like, let's go find some food. And they have a cafeteria inside the Capitol. And I was like, no, I'm sure we can find something just outside. There is no food in DC. When I tell you that I was...
Well, we're saying it wrong. There's no food around that.
Yeah.
Where those federal buildings are, it's all outside of it. Unless you eat in the museum.
If you go to DC...
Eat in the museums.
Eat wherever.
Eat in the Capitol.
Eat in the museums.
Eat in those places.
Oh my goodness. It was...
too far, and everything needs a reservation.
It was brutal.
And then everything...
Damn, I didn't think about that.
For a sandwich, $30.
That's where the food is. We should have walked into one of the museums. The museums are all free.
Yeah.
Just walked into the museum and gone down to the cafeteria.
Remember how close I was to that hot dog?
I know. Anyways, we had a good hot dog at the National Park. It was a good hot dog. Anyways.
They had really great food.
They did. Their food was phenomenal.
Pretzel.
That pretzel.
A Bavarian pretzel.
I don't know what.
I don't know what that is.
It was a very good pretzel. Anyways, but dad joke. Okay. DC was a lot of fun.
I remember, just to close, but I remember you said that we were going to roast them on the chat. I don't remember who you were going to roast anymore. I think it was all the people we saw. There were specific things that were happening, but you were like, oh, we're going to let them have it on the chat. And today I was thinking, what was it that we were going to talk about? It wasn't our Uber drivers. Mm-hmm. We saw a lot of characters on the street, but
what was it that I was going to say?
It was about people, but I don't remember what happened. We laughed about so many things. I was hoping it would trigger a memory and then you'd remember what it was, because I've been trying to think what happened that you said we were going to let them have it. But
I don't know. I know that in that time
listen. The weather was bipolar. We went from 86 to 48.
Yep.
To rain, to sun. We got wet. We were cold. We were hot.
We were everything.
We were baking at that game. And Ronald Reagan Airport, 10 stars.
Yeah. Super, super amazing. We found no issues traveling at all, even here in Miami.
We even learned something new with the whole bounce thing.
Oh yeah, dropping off our bags.
So because what do you do if you fly in and your Airbnb isn't ready?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we did a lot of walking. But we had a fantastic
time. It was great. We were ready to come home though. I was ready to come home.
I don't know if it was at Joe's Stone Crab, because we said that this wasn't our crowd. Like, we could never be with that crowd, and there were different things that we were seeing happen in different tables.
Yeah, I don't know that it was there. I think it was. I felt like it was something else. I can't remember.
I don't know. I guess that whole thing passed.
It passed. Either way, I know that we had a great time being able to go through historic, our nation's capital. I mean, goodness.
I mean, we got to see the Declaration of Independence. Abe Lincoln's hat.
I had to fight for my spot though.
Yeah, that's another
thing.
thing.
Some rude people, man.
Yeah, that's another thing.
I'm gonna close with this story.
No.
No?
I'm just gonna say, because that's too long, and I'm trying not to blink SOS over here. Okay. Water break.
I have to tell the story. It's gonna be really. I'm gonna 20 seconds. 20 seconds. You can put me on, and then we can close right after. Ready? So we go into the Declaration of Independence, right? And so they have the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, the actual one, sitting there, but they don't have a line to get to it. It's just a free-for-all. And people have made a natural line so that everyone gets a chance to see it. And there's people that are just cutting in front, and they're just absolutely rude. So much so that even the guard is telling people to step away and stop shoving and all this kind of stuff. And I got to the point where it was taking us like 30 minutes just to move 5 feet to be able to see it. And I stood my ground and I said, I'm not moving. I don't care what goes on. And somebody got right in front of me. I'm on the 3rd page of the Declaration of Independence. And she's like, I'm going past you. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're going to go around me. I'm not moving. I've earned my spot. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, you're being extremely rude. Look at all the people here and you're acting like a hooligan. Okay. This lady looked at me like, who is this guy? And then she looks back at her pansy, I'm going to say it, her pansy ass husband or boyfriend or whatever he was. And he just was like, he just put his hands up, folded. And she's like, well, I'm not moving. And I'm like, I'm not moving. I have a good view. If you want to go past me, you're going to go around me. She ended up having to go around me. and had to fight her way back through the sea of people because of just how closed that entire space was. It was so disorganized. That was the only disorganized thing I feel that there was in any of the museums.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, the lady behind me was like, she's like, thank you, because I've already been struggling. And like, you can tell that there's people that are just, they were done with it. And I think the guards were done with it too. Anyways, that's off my chest now.
Awesome. Hooray.
I wanted to punch her.
All right.
Sorry.
Short story.
Water break.
You can tell I approved of that story.
I know you didn't approve of it. I had to, though. Enough was enough. That was the day we walked like the 5 miles.
Yeah,
long.
I think you were grouchy already.
I was
that day.
grouchy. We had barely had any food. And we were rushing and tired. And I was like, enough is enough.
And they made you get out of a line just
Yes.
to tell you to go back to the end of the line.
Yes.
And you fought your way to the front of the line.
Why are you fueling me, bro?
I'm just saying, there are many things.
There were many
I
things.
walked away.
Yes, but I had to put it in there. Anyways, anything else you'd like to add, my love?
No.
No?
SOS.
SOS. All right. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Game over. Have a good one, guys. Say goodbye.